What's good, everybody? It's your boy D Nice with I2G Radio, back at it with another Las Vegas Raiders podcast. Urge everyone to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on I2G Radio, letter I, number 2, letter G Radio. You can also check us out on the hip-hop site, Illuminati2G.com, word Illuminati, number 2, letter G.com for all your hip-hop news and notes and Raiders news and notes as well. Again, I2G Radio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Let's get right into it. Today we're going to be talking a little bit and just highlighting the most recent press conference from General Manager John Spytek. We are also going to get into mock draft that we also did. But first and foremost, here is John Spytek talking about the safety class and how essential it is for the Raiders to draft a safety here in the NFL draft, which is less than 48 hours away.
I think it's a good safety class, and from top to bottom, I mean, there's some guys that you would expect probably to go in one, and all the way through, to day 3, there's some quality players there, and I think historically if you look for the right things and you find the right guy, that's a spot where you can find quality players maybe later in the draft. Maybe there's some teams that don't value them as much, but overall, obviously it's something we've got to attack, and I'm glad the class looks like the way it does.
Couldn't agree more with General Manager John Spytek, excuse me. Definitely safety is a major position of need here for the Raiders, whether they go early, second or third round, or if they go later, 4th or 5th round to get a safety. It's imperative, and especially a free safety. As we've said before, Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Pola-Mao, more strong safeties. Pola-Mao got exposed a lot, especially in the red zone. Really, a lot of times just being out of place. This Raider team also missed a lot of open field tackles, so definitely need that strong presence in that free safety position to assist on the defensive side of the ball. Here is Spytek also talking about his thoughts on the trenches, defensive linemen, offensive linemen in the draft.
In terms of the draft this year, I'm happy that we added the guys we did, but I've never been anywhere where you don't feel like you've got too many offensive linemen. They're just such a hard position to acquire, and whether it's in the draft, it's almost impossible. In free agency, it feels like, especially at certain positions. And just because we've added certain guys through free agency doesn't mean that we won't be looking for offensive linemen too. I'm on record as saying they're sexy as hell, and I stand by that.
So that was John Spytek talking about offensive linemen. Wouldn't shy away from drafting offensive linemen in this draft. Got a nice core of players, kind of an influx of guards now with Caleb Rogers. You also have Jackson Powers-Johnson. You have Jordan Meredith. And, there's possibility of possibly putting DJ Glaze the guard position if you want to go Charles Grant at right tackle. You also have Spencer Burford that was picked up in free agency. So I wouldn't be surprised if Spytek and the Raiders do pick up at least one lineman here, probably in the later rounds. Here also, Spytek is talking about the number 1 pick, as again, we're only 48 hours away, Raider Nation. Crazy to think.
Well, a lot less energy spent on, hypotheticals. And, we were just talking before we came down here. There's only one team that can get the exact person that they want. And we have that option to us available this year, if we so choose. And, outside of that, it's not much different, Adam. I mean, we used to spend, would we do this? If these guys were there, would we trade down? Would we ask for a premium? We only have to do that one time this year with the first round pick. And then you get to the second round, and it's just like it was. Do you want to trade up? Do you want to stay? Do you want to trade back? And what would it cost? What would we be willing to give up or acquire in order to do it?
So it feels like the general consensus is that the Raiders will be selecting Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza with that number 1 pick. Everything else after that seems to kind of be muddled. The end of this pod, we will be getting into our second mock draft. I'll have a final mock draft for tomorrow before the NFL draft on Thursday. We'll have a recap show also on Thursday, so back to back this week that you will get Raider podcast from us. The Raider family and also the football family lost a real Raider, a real icon in Rod Martin, who passed away yesterday. Pull up the information here. I believe he was 70 years old. Just wanted to play some clips that the Raiders had for him on the on their YouTube channel as well. But yes, he did contributor, 72 years old. Las Vegas Raiders announced the death of linebacker who recorded 3 interceptions against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. That was a Super Bowl that Jim Plunkett did get MVP. Rod Martin, a key contributor to the Super Bowl winning teams, died at 72, the Las Vegas Raiders announced. Martin is perhaps best known for his record-setting performance in the Super Bowl when he picked off 3 passes from Ron Jaworski en route to a 27-10 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Martin set the tone by picking off the Eagles quarterback on his first pass of the game, and Jim Plunkett turned it into 6 points just a few plays later on the ensuing drive. As the Eagles trailed 21-3, they attempted to mount a comeback and were marching, but Martin picked off Jaworski again. Martin's third pick all but sealed the victory late in the fourth quarter for the Raiders during their first stint in Oakland. And then 3 years later, with the then Los Angeles Raiders, they won the Super Bowl over the Washington Redskins. He had a sack and a fumble recovery. The Raiders family is deeply saddened by the passing of Rod Martin, a standout linebacker and key player on 2 Super Bowl championship teams, this team said in a press release. So rest in peace to Rod Martin, once a Raider, always a Raider. Just wanted to play a couple clips again that the Raiders had for him on their site.
My name is Rod Martin. My group of guys that came in after they won Super Bowl 11, they talked about what it was like being a Raider. You got to be aggressive. You have to go out there and you got to leave it all on the field.
And alert outside linebacker Rod Martin, number 53, who returned a pass interception 39 yards for a score.
I think the most important thing is that play your hearts out on the field. Don't give up. Make something happen. Don't wait for something to happen. You make it happen. Be aggressive out there on the field.
Martin just runs right by him. Theismann doesn't have a chance.
The clincher came from number 53, who converted turnover to touchdown.
We went out there and we had something to accomplish, and that was our focus. We wanted to make sure that we were going to win. For the Raiders, for the logo, for the fans.
Once again, rest in peace to Rod Martin. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Again, we are less than 48 hours now away from the NFL draft. If you are a diehard Raider fan, like I know most people are that are tuning into this podcast, cannot wait for this draft to happen. Unfortunately, I did not save the mock draft. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do this live here on the podcast. I'm on Pro Football Network. Just give me 1 second here, folks, to upload this mock draft here. We're going to go all 7 rounds, and we're going to go with the Raiders. We're not going to do any trades here. I think maybe the one tomorrow. We'll do draft. Arizona offered. Reject. We're going Fernando Mendoza at 1. And apologies, people, for the dead air. Just letting the draft simulator go ahead and do its thing, and then we will go to pick 36 in the NFL draft. Seeing how things play out here. For many people do know, Dexter Lawrence was traded from the Giants to the Bengals. The Giants, with that pick, give me 1 second here. I'm just interested to see how this is going to kind of play out. Looks like the Giants went with a guard, Ione from Penn State. So now it's going to be interesting here with the Raiders currently on the board. You got Blake Miller, Christian Miller. I'm looking. I don't see Caden McDonald. Looks like is already off the board. So he actually went 23 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Raiders now on the board, second round, pick 36. And we're looking here. Let's see what players that we could possibly go with. Let's see, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is there at 39. Free safety from Toledo. Chris Johnson is also there as well. Corner from San Diego State. I'm going to go Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Definitely a position of need here for the Raiders. Again, my apologies, people, for the dead air. Actually running this mock draft simulator live. My apologies, I had this all set up here. Wow, I completely forgot Denzel Boston's already gone. Caleb Banks went right pick before, pick 66. I'm going to reject these trades. Lee Hunter is still on the board. You have Kamari Ramsey, safety from USC. I want to see here who they have. Wide receiver. We have Ted Hurst is still available. Jacoby Lane, Zachariah Branch. This is interesting here. Let's see. I think we'll actually go later for a defensive tackle. This is a very, very interesting mock draft here. Again, my apologies for the dead air. I'll go ahead and make a decision here. I am going to go with Lee Hunter, defensive tackle, Texas Tech. Next pick is round 3. Actually, that'll be round 4. Pick 102. Let's see, Romello Height went to the Dallas Cowboys. That'll be a good pickup for them. Okay, this is a tough one here. So round 4, Zachariah Branch is also here on the board. We do need to get a running back. We can get that a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and go with the great grandnephew of Raider great Cliff Branch, Zachariah Branch, here at 102. I was completely shocked that he dropped that far. All right, so we're going now pick, I believe this is pick 117 in the 4th round. Raiders have 4 picks here in the 4th. Let's see who's available. We are good at wide receiver. I think if the Raiders go with Zachariah Branch, as I have here, I think they will possibly see about getting another wide receiver, possibly see what teams have as far as release candidates. I've heard Kayshon Boutte from the New England Patriots, possibly trade candidate. Jawan Jennings is still out there. So it'll be interesting to see what the Raiders do. So far, we have Fernando Mendoza, free safety, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren at 36, Lee Hunter at 67, and Zachariah Branch at 102. So, in looking here, still definitely need a corner. Dalen Everett, who had a visit with the Raiders, is still on the board, but I do think we could get him a little bit later on. Let's see what's available here. As far as edge, Overton, Llewellyn, player comp is Max Crosby. We also have Caleb Proctor. Again, people here, my apologies for the dead air. This is a tough one. I'm going to go with Caleb Elarms or linebacker. I should round out that linebacker room. Next pick is 134. Also, Harold Perkins Jr. went to the Broncos. That was a bad pick, my man. That was a bad pick. So let's see. We have Chandler Rivers. This is pick 134. I'm going to go ahead here and get my running back. Roman Hemby is still on the board. Nicholas Singleton. I'm going to go Nicholas Singleton, Penn State. Again, folks, my apologies for the dead air. Next pick is 175. pick up some more tackle depth. Go Travis Burke. Next pick, 185. Let's see, Roman Hemby is still available, but went ahead and went with Nicholas Singleton. I'm going to go corner here, Andre Fuller from Toledo. Next pick is 208. Okay, at 208. Let's see. Again, folks, my apologies with the dead air. Doing this kind of on the fly. I'm going to go Jeff Caldwell here, wide receiver, Cincinnati, 6'5", runs a 4.340. 219 is the next pick here in the 7th round. And our last pick, I'm going to double up and go safety here, actually, and get Wyatt Williams Jr., safety from Ole Miss. So, Fernando Mendoza, number 1, quarterback, Indiana. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety for Toledo at 36. 3rd round, Lee Hunter, defensive tackle, Texas Tech. 4th round, Zachariah Branch, wide receiver, Georgia. Caleb Alarms Orr, 117, linebacker, TCU. 134, Nicholas Singleton, running back, Penn State. Travis Burke, offensive tackle, Memphis, 175. Andre Fuller, corner from Toledo. Jeff Caldwell, wide receiver, Cincinnati. And Wyatt Williams Jr., safety, Ole Miss. Overall draft grade, B+. I'm going to be honest with you, I thought it was kind of a shitty draft for me. I will be doing another one of these tomorrow, and that will be my final one. But definitely passed on a lot of good talent. They did give me an A+ for Lee Hunter, A- for Zachariah Branch, and Wyatt Williams Jr. an A, and an A+ for Fernando Mendoza. But again, the site, www.illuminati2g.com, for all your hip-hop needs and Raiders news and notes. Also, check us out, I2G Radio, letter I, number 2, letter G Radio, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. D-Nice, I2G Radio. Oh, and before I forget, also on YouTube, Viva Las Raiders Podcast. Word Viva, word Las, Raiders with an S. D-Nice, I2G Radio signing off. 48 hours until the draft. Peace.